The story of prophet Elisha is told in 2 Kings chapter 2 verses 14, 18 to 25, chapter 4 verses 1 to 7, and Luke chapter 4 verse 27. While Elisha was plowing with 12 yokes of oxen in the town of Abel-Meholah, prophet Elijah called him to be a prophet following God's instructions. This setting illustrates his humble beginnings and the ordinary life he was leading before being called into the prophetic ministry. Elijah threw his cloak over Elisha, symbolizing the transfer of prophetic authority and calling him to follow him. Elisha took up Elijah's mantle and followed him. He became Elijah's disciple and apprentice. This mentorship was crucial in preparing Elisha for his future role as a prophet. His prophetic activities primarily took place during the reigns of several kings of Israel, including Joram, Jehu, Jehoahaz, and Jehosh. As Elijah and Elisha traveled together from Gilgal, Elijah knew that he was about to be taken up to heaven. He asked Elisha to stay behind, but Elisha insisted on staying with his mentor. They continued to Bethel, Jericho, and finally to the Jordan River. At each location, the prophets of the Lord tried to warn Elisha that Elijah would be taken from him, but he remained resolute. After arriving at the Jordan River, Elijah rolled his cloak up and struck the water. Miraculously, the water parted, allowing them to walk across dry ground. Once they crossed paths, Elijah asked Elisha what he could do for him before being taken away. Elisha requested a sizable request of prophetic power, a double portion of Elijah's spirit. Elijah replied that his request would be granted if Elisha witnessed his ascension. They were separated by a chariot and horses of fire which appeared as they were chatting, and Elijah was taken up to heaven in a whirlwind. He picked up Elijah's cloak, returned to the Jordan River, and struck the water with it, just as Elijah had done. The water parted, affirming that he had indeed received the spirit and authority of Elijah. This story signifies the continuity of God's work through his prophets and highlights the importance of mentorship and spiritual inheritance. Elisha healed the contaminated water in Jericho by throwing salt into it. This miracle restored the water's purity and made it suitable for drinking and irrigation. Elisha cursed the youth for making fun of his baldness because scolding a man of God tantamount to scolding God himself. He instructed an indebted widow about to lose her sons to slavery to gather empty jars and pour her small amount of oil into them. Miraculously, the oil kept multiplying until she had enough to pay off her debts and provide for her family. Elisha prayed to God and brought the son of a Shunammite woman who had shown him hospitality back to life. A man from Baal-Shalisha brought Elisha 20 loaves of barley bread and some ears of grain during a time of famine in Israel. Elisha ordered the feeding of a large crowd with a small amount of food, similar to the miracle of Jesus. He instructed Naaman, a commander in the Syrian army, to wash in the Jordan River 7 times, and Naaman was miraculously healed. After he healed Naaman, he had to deal with the backlash from his disciple, Gehazi, who sought personal gain. A group of prophets were working to expand their living quarters near the Jordan River. One of them was chopping down a tree with a borrowed axe, then the head of the axe fell into the water and got lost. After being shown where it fell, Elisha cut a stick and threw it into the water at the spot where the axe head had sunk. The iron axe head floated to the surface, allowing the man to retrieve it. Elisha was able to predict the military strategies of the king of Aram and warned the king of Israel, which thwarted the king of Aram's plans and frustrated him. To capture Elisha, the king of Aram sent a great army to Dothan, where Elisha was staying. Elisha reassured his disciples, saying that there was more with them than with the enemy, indicating that God's protection was surrounding them. He then prayed to the Lord to open the eyes of his disciple, and he saw the hills full of horses and chariots of fire, representing divine protection. Elisha prayed that God would strike the Arameans with blindness, and it was so. He then led him to Samaria, where God opened their eyes, and they found themselves in a vulnerable position surrounded by the Israelites. Elisha instructed the king of Israel to prepare a feast for them. This story emphasizes themes of divine protection, the power of prayer, and mercy towards enemies. He advises the Shunammite woman to leave her land due to an impending famine, showcasing his role as a wise counselor. A miraculous event occurs after his passing when someone is revived after touching Elisha's bones. All these miracles demonstrated God's power and presence in Elisha's life and ministry. He was known for his unwavering commitment to speaking the truth and challenging the kings to follow God's ways. He learned from Elijah and later served as a mentor to others, including the kings of Israel. Elisha faced various challenges and opposition throughout his ministry. The moral decay of society and the spiritual apathy of the Israelites. Living up to the legacy of a great prophet. Elisha, however, remained persistent and steadfast in fulfilling God's purposes. He acknowledged that his power and authority came from God. Elisha established schools of prophets, fostering a community of prophetic followers, which was a distinctive feature of his ministry. He played a significant role in the political affairs of Israel, advising kings, restoring the economy, and influencing national decisions, which differentiates him from other prophets who focused more on individual or spiritual matters. Thank you for watching this video. Please press the like button, smash the subscribe button, share, and hit the notification bell.